Hi, everyone. Hello. Hope you're doing well today. This is Dr. Joan Hunter. I'm here today to talk to you more about lifestyle medicine, and we're going to start working through the 6 pillars that we discussed in my first video. So, the first pillar I really want to spend time focusing on is our nutrition. So, you've heard the old saying, you are what you eat. Well, it's really true. What you put in your body becomes your new cells, which become your organ systems and your body. So our nutrition really matters. I'm going to throw up my screen here and see the 6 pillars again. Again, lifestyle medicine is an evidence-based specialty, and I want to walk you through the eating pattern that we recommend in lifestyle medicine, which you can see here in number 1 is a whole food plant focused diet. So what does that mean? So you can see on the left, the SAD or the standard American diet is a highly processed diet that it consists of a lot of things that our body really can't recognize as food anymore. So this type of diet is causing a lot of health problems in our country and around the world. And so really there's kind of a spectrum. You can be on one end of the spectrum with the standard American diet, and you can move along this curve towards a whole food plant-based eating style, or whole food plant focused, really trying to get as many servings of fruits and vegetables and plant foods in your diet as possible. And every step along this spectrum towards this beautiful, multicolored, full of plants plate here on the right is going to make significant improvements in your health. So I always counsel patients, if you're not ready to give up all meat products, that's fine. I'm not going to force you. I would suggest reducing them. I would suggest reducing your intake of cow's milk dairy and increasing your intake of fruits and vegetables and looking at plant proteins and seeing where you can swap out for animal proteins with some plant proteins that maybe you already like beans or lentils or chickpeas or nuts or mushrooms or soy protein. And every step you make away from SAD, the standard American diet, you're going to make some significant improvements in your health. So this is what a whole food plant-based diet looks like. This is an eating pattern that has been promoted by the USDA called the My Plate eating pattern. And the USDA currently recommends 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Most Americans don't even eat one. 60% of Americans eat one or less than one serving of fruits and vegetables per day. So we all have ways to go for improvement. And the idea of your plate or bowl at any meal or snack, I would recommend being half fruits and vegetables to help you move towards that goal of 7 to 13 servings per day. The other 1/4 of your plate is then a healthy lean protein, and I would recommend a plant-based protein. The other 1/4 of your plate is then a whole grain. So you can see that you're going to have a very filling, very colorful, and plant-filled diet if you start focusing on the portions of your plate that you fill with these different macronutrients. So your proteins, your carbohydrates. In lifestyle medicine, we also really support drinking water versus other sources of liquid like milk or juice or soda, and really focusing on that wide variety of plant foods. So something I encourage my patients to do is play a little game with me that I call the rainbow diet. So it's trying to focus on 5 servings of fruits and vegetables across the rainbow of colors every day. So that gets you to 5 servings. That's halfway to the USDA goal of that 7 to 13. And it can be a fruit or a veggie. And I want you to think about a red, an orange, a yellow, a dark leafy green, and a blue or purple. Now, the reason why it's so important to eat across the rainbow is that what lives in the red family, as far as all those plant chemicals, we call them phytonutrients, that do amazing things in our body. What's in the red family isn't in the green family, and it isn't in the orange family. So you have to eat across the rainbow to access these thousands of chemicals that we've really evolved with as a species to help our bodies. Sometimes we think of them as antioxidants or cancer fighting compounds. They work with our immune system. They build our new cells. You can't access them by eating your banana every day. That's only going to get you what's in the yellow family, and maybe not even that because you don't eat the peel, right? So eating across the rainbow, aiming for 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day is going to do an amazing thing to promote your health. You're going to feel better. You're going to access all these plant chemicals, which do great things in your body. And you're going to get the benefit of fiber, right? The fiber is only found in plant foods and is so important. Another way that I recommend people move away from um, bland foods in their diet is by what I call choosing brown foods. So white foods, so white rice, white potatoes, white pasta, white bread. I include cakes, pastries, candies, snacks, popcorn, chips in the white food category. Those are highly processed carbohydrates. So rice is really brown rice. That's how it came off the plant. So when we're thinking about a whole food, minimally processed diet, to me, whole food means coming as close to coming off the plant as we can get it. So you can see that a whole grain, brown rice, is a seed to grow another rice plant. So it has a lot of calories in it because it wants to protect that baby seed and give it the ability to turn into a plant. And the rice bran or the bran covering of any seed is the fiber. And there's also some proteins and some healthy fats in there. Now, when we take a brown rice kernel and we as humans process it and make it into white rice, really all that we have left is the carbohydrates. So the thing that I try to get patients to do is choose more brown foods. So think about brown rice, whole grains like barley and farro, quinoa, using whole wheat, sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes. You get a much bigger bang for your buck. Plus, you get a color in there, whether it's the red, yellow, purple of the sweet potato family. And you're going to get the benefit of the fiber, which helps you feel full and stay full longer. It also helps to metabolize your blood sugar in a healthy way by slowing down the breakdown of these carbohydrates. So 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day across the colors of the rainbow, and choosing brown foods are some simple swaps you can make to improve your health of your diet every day. So here's my top 3 inflammatory foods. If you're going to say, I'm dealing with a lot of inflammation in my body, and to me, inflammation shows up as chronic disease. For some people, it's heart disease. For some people, it's osteoarthritis and joint pain. For other people, it's diabetes. So we all should try to reduce inflammation in our diet day to day to improve our health. And when I'm working with people who are living with a high level of chronic disease, these are my top 3 foods that I recommend they severely reduce or eliminate altogether. Cow's milk dairy products, very often highly processed. So you think about something like cheese, very processed, also a high source of saturated fat and cholesterol in our diet. Americans get most of their saturated fat from cheese because we eat so much of it. And really, our gut has a hard time digesting it, and it's inflammatory. Our body doesn't know what to do with it. You know, we're one of the only species that drinks the milk of another animal, and it's really meant. Cow's milk is meant to help a baby cow grow from a baby to an adult. So there's lots of fat, lots of calories there. And it's not the only way you can get calcium in your diet. The cows actually get calcium from the grass. So there's nothing inherent in cows that puts calcium in the milk besides what they eat. So we can eat leafy greens and get the calcium that we need. Processed flours, the white foods, we've already talked about this. If you have a true gluten intolerance or celiac disease, then by all means, avoid gluten. However, I don't think it's really the wheat that affects most of it. It's the processing. So all of these white flours, hyper-processed flours, are highly inflammatory. So if you can go back to barley, farro, whole wheat, those are versions of wheat that are going to be more closely related to what your body knows how to do with. And then my third area to look at is added and refined sugar. And this includes those 0-calorie sweeteners or sugar-free products. They're all highly processed and really do things in our body that we don't want, like increase inflammation. They impact our microbiome, which is all the flora, all the critters that live in your gut and help digest your food. We'll talk more about how important the microbiome is, and added sugar and refined sugar really affect our microbiome. So the nutrition label was updated recently, and now food manufacturers have to put grams of added sugar. So if you've gotten good at looking at a nutrition label, start looking under the carbohydrates, look at the sugars, and look for grams of added sugar. That's a place where you can control what you're putting in. So thank you for being here with me today. This was a really brief intro into what a whole food, plant-focused eating style might look like and some inflammatory foods to avoid. And we have so much more to talk about in the nutrition realm. But thank you for being here with me today. I really appreciate you watching this video. If you can subscribe to my channel or share with someone that you think could benefit from learning more about lifestyle medicine and whole food plant-focused styles of eating, I would love for you to do that. I can't wait to see you on the next video. We're going to talk about physical activity and how to get our bodies moving in lifestyle approved ways. And we'll be back with more.